Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you, and welcome to our second installment of WarOwl Answers Questions. I asked you guys to submit questions that I would answer here. I don't have time to answer every single message I get, so I take the ones that appear the most. We go through them here, we answer them, we have a good time. We make good use of our fancy green screen this time. Like last time it was like a bad quality. I'm gonna write the name. Watch this, guys! Question 1. WarOwl, where did you get your name from? So back in the 1.6 days, we were doing a 5 versus 5, and one of our guys dropped. It turned into a 4 versus 4. We were getting absolutely owned the entire time. So I tried to give a moving speech to motivate my team. I said, "Men!" Using that fancy voice, I said, "Men!" I looked out into the distance like that as well. We may be outnumbered. We may be outgunned. We may be outskilled, but at least we have the power of morale. And then someone on my team said, the power of the WarOwl? What's the WarOwl? So yes, that's right. WarOwl came about because it is a mispronunciation of morale. So I immediately changed my name to WarOwl, and as you guys know from some of my videos, I do like silly voices and stuff in a lot of them. I took the WarOwl name, started doing a silly voice with it. That just became another one of my characters, and eventually it turned into my actual gamer name over the course of a few years. Actually, probably 10 years, because I've been using WarOwl now for about 4 years, I believe. What is your current desktop picture? I know. I'm boring. I apologize. That's me. Next question. What games originally got you into becoming a gamer? Now, when I was real little, and I'm talking real little, I'm talking in mom's belly, right? My parents played the game Super Mario Bros. On the original NES, and I loved it as a fetus. It was incredible. But yes, after I was born, played on the NES, played some Super Mario, played some Legend of Zelda. Those, I think, were the games just because I was very young. Made a really big impression on me and really got me into gaming. So over the course, we had the Super Nintendo. There was a Link to the Past, which was big on that for me. Then when I finally got into PC gaming, some great PC games that got me into it were probably Half-Life, the original Half-Life. Counter-Strike, of course. Then we had Diablo. I really enjoyed Diablo. That was a great game as well. I'd say Diablo 2 is up there as one of the best PC games of all time, in my opinion. If you could add any feature into CSGO, what would it be? Now, I've talked about this feature in the beta. I've talked about this feature for a long time, so here it is. You know how when you spray, the weapon goes up and up and up and gets to a certain point and then goes back and forth like that? I say we get rid of the top elevation because noobs like to spray a lot, right? So here's how we balance it out. As the weapon sprays up and up and up, it keeps going up. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop until finally it gets to a certain point and boom, flips out of your hand backwards. You lose complete control of the weapon. If you can't control your spray and pull it down enough, it flies out of your hands. That is a feature that I would add to the game. And that's why I'm not a developer. An express train traveled at an average speed of 100 kilometers per hour, stopping for 3 minutes after every 75 kilometers. A local train traveled at an average speed of 50 kilometers, stopping for 1 minute after every 25 kilometers. If the trains began traveling at the same time, how many kilometers did the local train travel in the time it took the express train to travel 600 kilometers? I'm glad you asked. First, you have to determine the length of time the express train was traveling for. This is the sum of the time that the train was traveling and the time the train was stopped. We can calculate the time the train was traveling simply by dividing the total distance traveled by the speed, which is 600 kilometers divided by 100 kilometers per hour, giving us 6 hours. Next, we have to determine how many stops the train made. Simply 600 kilometers of time traveled divided by 75, which gives us 8 stops. However, the last stop did not count because the train had already traveled the proper amount of time to reach it, which gives us 7 stops, which is 7 times 3 minutes per each stop, which is 21 minutes or 0.35 hours. Added up, this gives us a total of 6.35 hours total time. Next, we need to figure out how many stops our passenger train will make. At 50 kilometers an hour, it stops twice every hour minus the amount of time of the stop, which is 1/60th an hour or 1 minute. We have 21 minutes beyond the initial 12 30-minute periods, which gives us a total of 12 stops. 12 stops is 12 extra minutes or 0.2 hours. Subtract this from our total time of 6.35 hours, we have the train traveling for 6.15 hours, or 307.5 kilometers at 50 kilometers per second. Who is the Owlet in your videos? Who is the Owlet in your videos? That's right, we had an owl pun there. So when I record the videos, I have a bunch of different people who help me out in filming them. So the Owlet is any number of people. Like when we filmed that live Exploit Hunters, you saw that the Owlet in that one was Yui. So Yui is one of the guys who helps me a lot. Dark Diablo helps me a lot. Osmium helps me a lot. There's a few people who have helped me from time to time, like Sikanto. And look at that, saying all your names. You guys are in the video now, so thanks a lot of that. A bunch of people help me out with that. So sometimes we actually need multiple owlets, and we've actually had a time where we had more than one owlet inside at the same time. So anybody puts it on. It's not one guy every single time. It's anybody who would like to help me out with the videos, and I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, I need this footage. I'll actually write it down. I think I have it somewhere. Here we go. Awesome. So this is from the Exploit Hunters video. I have a note card, and you see on both sides I have the different scenes that I need to get, and then I make a dash next to it. When I record it, I turn it into a plus, and when I've actually edited it into the video, I cross out that plus. So I get all the different footage that I need, write it on a card, then I have to go into the server and get it, say, hey, who's on right now? Who can help me get this footage? Super helpful guys, always come in and help me out, and we're finally able to do it. There's a ton of work that goes on behind the scenes in video production. What interests do you have outside of gaming? Well, I'll show you. Nope, not going to do it in this video, but yeah, I'm interested in violin. I have a video planned where I'm going to play the violin, just like I said I had the cooking video planned last time, and nothing came of it. I'm sorry, guys, a lot of planning goes into stuff, and I never really, look, I got an electric one, too, and I go, I was like, oh, yeah. Another thing I enjoy is cooking, coming up with new flavors, new recipes, and just experimenting with it. It's a lot of fun. I like food, as you can tell. Look at how food. Okay, so some of you may have noticed that I'm a little bit thinner. Ever since I quit my job, I believe I've lost 20 pounds. For people asking about my peripherals and my PC equipment and that sort of stuff, check out my Twitch page, twitch.tv/WarOwl, and inside of the panels, I have information there. And for people who ask the questions of, how do I submit a demo for Matchmaking Academy? How do I send you a glitch? How do I send in a question for WarOwl Answers Questions? Look at the corresponding video and check out the description of that video, and I include instructions inside of the description. So I hope I stop getting those questions, but I know I'm not going to. You're gonna keep asking them. My inbox is gonna be full. Just kidding, that was Isaac Perlman. I'm the WarOwl, and I still have no closer.